Welcome to Impact Duty. I'm your host, Manisha Dadlani Kripalani, bringing you empowering stories of friends and people I admire. Their voices have given me joy and the momentum to share their stories with you.
Aathira Sethumadhavan is an inspiration to all of us who battled body issues and continue to do so. Her weight loss journey has resulted in a drop of 26 kilos, and her success has led her to help many on their health journeys. She's a certified nutritionist and a fabulous content creator with great recipes I can attest to. Aathira believes that the journey to health doesn't mean forgoing your favorite foods.
Aathira Sethumadhavan, welcome to Impact Duty. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for having me.
Pleasure. Aathira, I've been following your story on Instagram. I feel like I know you, and it's been quite an inspirational story. So it's a story of weight loss, but I'm sure there's so much more to it, and I can't wait to have our conversation today. So, Aathira, taking you way back to when this all started, how did your success story begin?
My success story began at a point of, where it all would be in failure. I was at quite a low point in my life around 3 years ago. I used to work in hotels. I used to work in quite a demanding hotel job in India, and I loved it. I mean, I loved my job. It was my passion. I loved serving. I loved everything about food. I loved everything about hotels. So the environment was something I really liked. But the problem was that I did not realize the impact it was having on my health. I grew up as an obese child, but I was quite a happy obese kid. It was okay. I mean, it was, of course, you have to endure a lot of fat shaming while you grow up, but it didn't really affect me. But it didn't really affect, what do you say, the person I was until a couple of years ago when my health started taking, a dive. So I was this was at the onset of the pandemic when our job was everyone. I mean, it was a blur for everybody, right? But for me, my workload increased a lot. So I used to work in sales, but I also used to handle food and beverage operations in a 5-star hotel in India. So after the pandemic, there was, all blurry lines everywhere. We were working all sorts of jobs round the clock. And I will be honest though, I never really did prioritize my health. I lived to eat. That was for sure. I loved eating food. But, and thinking about, going into a diet ever was something many people told me countless times over the years, but something I never really contemplated because I was like, why would I give up food? It's the one thing I love. So, but why at this point I was just, eating outside at really odd timings, eating, maybe at like 3 a.m. at night, 12 a.m. at night, and during the day. Without also watching what I was eating. I had zero form of exercise. Yes, it was a stand on the feet job. So I would walk at work, but it was like 16 to 20 hour shifts, no sleep. And at some point, I think the stress got to me. And one day I had like a panic attack at work at night. And then I remember going to my parents' house and I was feeling bad. I still remember because I should be taking care of my parents at this point, but it was my parents who took me to the hospital at night. And I realized that I had, high blood pressure, cholesterol, palpitation, and I was having a little bit of anxiety at that point. I also had extremely, like severe symptoms of PCOD, polycystic ovarian disease, where I would get my period once in 4 or 5 months if I was lucky. But I think what really got to me was the fact that at the age of 24, I had to start taking medicines for blood pressure. So that was a turning point for me, and that's where it started from. It was not because, I mean, I say this very often, it was not because somebody else told me to lose weight. It was because I wanted to lose weight, because it was a serious health issue. So that's when it started in December. I think whenever the pandemic was, I think December 2020, break from my work. I took a sabbatical. Then that's when I decided to change my life.
Wow, Aathira. Wow. Okay. And then how did you start Okay. How did you build that determination? How did you build that commitment? What made you take that first plunge? Tell us the story of how that journey to weight loss began.
After I took a break from work, I had time to myself, but I did not know how to go about it. I'll be very honest. I got a gym, I
Right.
got a trainer, and I started working out. But
Uh-huh.
when you start working out, everyone gives you a lot of advice. I got quite a lot of it. And honestly, there's too much of free advice on the internet, so people confuse you. And
Totally.
when others also hear that you are beginning your journey, then they're like, you should go all in. So I started doing, gym in the morning. I did yoga in the evening, and I tried controlling my food, but it was just too much. The first, when someone who is over 100 kilos, who has never exercised before or never done
Right.
anything before, is just like, just dives right into it, it doesn't work. I mean, people have different kind of ways to motivate themselves. And this was the wrong decision that I made for myself. So in December, I took a break. And almost a year later, even after I worked out, I had not seen much of a change in myself. I was feeling unhappy about the fact that I took a break from work. And at the same time, I wasn't able to achieve what I wanted to, which was take care of my health. I was still on BP meds. And that's when I realized that the problem was always that I thought exercise was the solution to my answer. And then I realized that the solution was actually in the food that I was doing. I was eating that I had no control. Even if I thought I was eating less, I was eating all the wrong sort of things. I would be eating out. I would be eating. So, and I remember somebody told me, I mean, I was used to these things, but I came to Kerala, which is my hometown, for like a small visit. Like, oh, I heard you've been working out, and I was waiting to see any change in you. And they were like, you look the same, so why did you bother?
Oh.
And it was, while it was rude, it also made me think, you're right. It didn't do anything.
Yeah.
It did not. And that's when I was like, okay, it's the time to start, reflecting. And so I decided to try out a small thing that I saw on the internet, which was like a low carb diet. I saw my sister, who also lost a lot of weight. But she had exceptional discipline. If she didn't want to eat, she wouldn't eat, but I can't. So I decided to give something called a low carb diet a go. And I cut down on yoga and everything. I just did 1 hour of workouts for 5 to 6 days a week. Went for a walk every evening, and I switched to a low carb diet. And within the first week, for the first time in my life, I lost weight. I lost 3 kilos in 1 week. And I was like, I was a person who was scared of the weighing scale. Like, I hated weighing myself because of childhood trauma in schools. But in Indian schools, they do a thing like they kind of scream out your weight in front of the whole school so people can hear it. Yeah. So
really?
Yeah, really. It's very much there. I'm not sure if it's there now, but it was there then. And, all the kids would kind of queue up to hear how much the fattest person in class weighed. So I was able to get over that and finally start weighing myself. And I think I was around 100 kilos when I started. And then I saw my weight going down. And that was it. That was the trigger, because I realized that if with just a little bit of effort on the food, within a week, if I was able to lose 3 kilos, which I had not lost for years, then it meant I could do what I did. And that's how it started.
Wow. And Aathira, as you mentioned, or you've also said on your Instagram page, you can still lose weight and not give up your favorite foods. Okay, so that excites me a lot. Okay, I'm going to ask you to tell us a little bit more about that. How we can still have things that make us happy, but still be able to shed the weight. Tell us more, Aathira.
So there are 2 things which I found really works. One is that the only way anybody in this world can lose weight is when they're in something called a calorie deficit diet, which means you burn more calories than you eat in a day. So what it actually boils down to is portion control. You have to control the portion of your food, and that is the biggest step in everything. So I mean, I used to be a binge eater. I can just eat anything. You give me one whole pizza, I can finish 8 slices one go. With being in a calorie deficit, it meant I would eat maybe half a slice of pizza and stop. So it was about portion control. You understand the calories of a particular food, and you realize that, okay, this, suppose I eat something like a watermelon, I can eat a lot of it and still have very few calories. But if I eat 1 slice of pizza, it's maybe 20 times the calories of what I just consumed. So what I used to do was I kind of enriched my diet with low calorie but very highly satiating foods like, fiber, a lot of protein. I would eat that. And then I would eat my, guilty pleasures in small quantities, because by that time I would already be full. And
Wow. Mm-hmm.
as a South Indian, rice is my weakness. It has always been my weakness, and I cannot control the quantity of rice I eat. But when I
Uh-huh.
switched to this, I realized what really works for me is if I fill my plate with a lot of fiber, some salad. Many people don't like salad, so I just say, make a stir fry, have some protein on it, and keep your rice in it. But of course, in like maybe one katori or a small bowl. Eat everything else on the plate first and save your rice for the end. Eat slowly, and by the time you reach
Ooh.
there, like because otherwise what we do is we just mix everything together and start eating. And I'm
Right.
also a fast eater, so you don't realize how fast the food is over and you take a second serving. If you eat slowly, you digest
Mm.
things like that. That is number one, portion control. And number two is making healthier versions of all the food that you get from outside, be it a pizza, a burger, a pasta, or anything. You can make it at home, and
Uh-huh.
desserts. So I switched completely out. From any refined sugar, refined flour, all those things, found better options. Started using natural sweeteners like stevia or even
Mm-hmm.
bananas and dates for sweetness. And if I wanted to make a
Mm-hmm.
dessert, I just use these ingredients and switch out the flour for like powdered oats or almonds. Yeah,
Excellent.
I'm just basically being calorie conscious, okay, and the
Right.
conscious also the quality of the food that I put inside my stomach. That's it. And I'm sure you have seen my Instagram. I only eat like really nice food because that is the one thing I can't give up, and I don't want to. Even if I want to
Mm-hmm.
lose more weight, I don't think I would ever give up the food I love.
Thank you, Athara. And I'm coming now to your recipes. So I follow your page. I have my favorites. Okay, so your chili chicken is one of my favorites. I really do like your gazpacho as well. So you've got this grape and cucumber gazpacho. That's wow. Okay, so you know my favorites. I'm going to
Right.
ask you your favorites, and I'm going to ask you about what you think your followers have found as your favorite recipe. So there's incredible stuff on your page. I love the food you put out, also because it's not very hard for me to prepare and it's
Right.
global friendly. So it doesn't matter whether you're in India and I'm over here. I mean, I have the same ingredients that you have over there. So it actually makes it rather easy for me to make over here, and I'm sure for others to copy globally. So you know my favorites. What is your favorite that you've created?
I'm a huge fan of, people would have seen my Instagram and understand. I'm a huge fan of everything Korean. So Korean food is my favorite. And what I try to do is it's generally healthy by itself, but make healthier versions and also with ingredients accessible to everybody across the globe. You can make that. So I made a bulgogi bowl recently, but I made it
I
with
saw
quinoa,
that.
and it was really yum, to be honest. That is
Uh-huh.
one thing. Another thing is I'm a huge noodle and pasta fan, like huge. I think I need to have noodles and pasta at least once or twice a week. But the thing
Right.
is, mostly it's made with like refined flour. So I've
Mm-hmm.
made there's a roasted red bell pepper pasta for which I
Uh-huh.
use a lentil pasta, which
Uh-huh.
tastes good. But along with that, I made like a high protein sauce. Like even if I'm making a
Uh-huh.
red sauce or a white sauce or a pesto or whatever, I just
Right.
to get creaminess element, I blend in tofu or paneer to add in extra protein, and it tastes just
Right.
like real deal. You don't need a bechamel sauce to make a white sauce. You can do it out of like hunkered and paneer, but tastes just the same. So yeah, I think my pasta recipes for sure, and I know that my followers really love those pasta recipes.
Excellent.
And yeah, I made a chocolate, like a double hot chocolate pudding, and that was also a huge hit because I think per serve it was less than like 100 calories. So yeah.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna go check that one out now.
You should. You should. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. And with all that, then, Arthur, I believe you've gone ahead and certified yourself. Tell us more about that journey in certification right now, and how you'd like to blend your passion with purpose.
I had so before nutrition, when I took a break from work, I first wanted
Uh-huh.
to do a master's because I had only done a bachelor's degree before, which was in culinary arts. I joined Hood as the chef before.
Mm-hmm.
So
Uh-huh.
started doing my master's, but it was in food business management from the Culinary Institute of America. So I studied
Right.
from there. It's a 2-year master's program, but I realized that while I was losing weight and also posting about my journey, everyone wanted me to help them out. But I felt like I would love to give you advice, but it would be like free advice from someone who is not certified. So I
Right.
found a course online. It's a
Uh-huh.
diploma in from this place called Fabulous Body. It's a Los Angeles based company, and they do a
Uh-huh.
diploma in nutrition. And it was a 3-month course, and I did it while I was doing my masters, and I felt like that was also adding a lot of value because I was doing masters in food business. So there were, and the rage in food business these days is all about healthy food. Trust me,
Hmm.
the whole world is inching towards healthier choices, healthier food businesses, be it restaurants, be it products. It's all about healthy food. So my
Right.
master's was adding a significant value, but at the same time, this course in nutrition really, it gave me the certification I needed to help people. That was the reason
Right.
I got certified, because I felt like I would not be I can't be someone who doesn't know the subject and then give out diet plans. That would just not work. But it
Hmm.
was really nice. It was interesting. It was eye-opening. And yeah, so it took me around 3 months to do that last year. I did it
Excellent.
in the first half of last year. Yeah.
Wonderful. And would you like to share a success story? First, your success story. So, how many kilos? I believe it was a 6-month period, and you lost a large amount of kilos. So I'm going to ask you to tell me your success story with weight loss. How much you were able to lose, and if you'd like to share another success story about one of your clients.
Sure. I lost 26 kilos in 7 months from the time I started till the end.
Hmm.
And after
Yeah.
that, I mean, we all have different, I guess, progress. And more than progress, I feel like we all have different goals. So when I started, it was all
Right.
about, oh, I just need to lose weight. But
Right.
once I started, and getting into the process, enjoying it, it was more like, I want to build muscle. I want to be strong. It changed. My goals changed for me. I just love getting
Uh-huh.
in a workout. And at some point, I was like, I'm no longer going to be fixated on a number. I'm just going to enjoy the process on the way. So yeah, I lost 26 kilos, and it was life changing because I dropped all my medication and everything was normal. So I think
Thank you.
that was the biggest success for me. Not
Yes.
having to rely
Yes.
on meds to bring my heart rate down was like, that was huge. And
Hmm. Hmm.
that was my story. And then with my clients, I started we started this in July. So I now have over 1,300, 1,400 clients across the globe.
Right.
In
Wow.
fact, like you said, most of my clients, or around 50%, live outside India. They're all Indians, but they live outside India. So
Excellent.
I have two stories which I would really like to share. One is a story of a doctor. She must be around my age, 26, 27. She's in her final year, like, of her residency. So she's always on her feet. She has no time to sleep, eat,
Mm.
breathe, literally do anything. She followed
Right.
my diet, and with the advice I give, I don't just give diet plans, I give a lot of advice along with it. And I'm always continuously available to chat on WhatsApp. So
Right.
with whatever I told her to do, with just walking and just my diet, she lost 10 kilos in a month. It was
Wow.
a doctor who has no time to do anything. I know that because so many people, so many of my friends, tell me the same thing, that, we don't have time.
Right.
And it was also one excuse I used for my whole life, that I don't have time. But as a
Right.
doctor, it was, she lost so much weight, and she was so proud. She
Wow.
sent pictures and she said, you can post it. And she was getting engaged this month. And she said, I'm crying because I can't control it. Like, I never thought this would be possible. That was one. And the second is, it's like somebody a little older than me. She must be in her 40s. She has kids. She lives in the US. And she has lost 16 kilos in a little over 2 months. And
Wow.
she's like, rocking all the clothes. She used to hate photos of herself. She's taking, she's going to the beach, taking great photos. And she's like, and I remember her telling me, I'm not sure that I'm okay with the photos being shared. And then I said, okay, if you want, I won't post it. She said, no, no, post it with your face covered. And literally half an hour later, she messaged me saying, just post it. I'm so confident of myself. I don't care. Just
Mm.
so, you know, people feeling great about themselves. And she's also changed her lifestyle a lot. I think more
Hmm.
than losing weight, when people understand that you can change your life, that I think that's what gives me the biggest satisfaction. I don't do it,
Totally.
for just the kicks. I do it to really help people, and I love it.
Hmm. Wonderful, Aathira. Wonderful. And with that, I take you to busting a myth. Okay, we all have crazy myths about food and weight loss and the weighing scale, and I don't know what, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you to bust a myth that is one of the ones that really, grinds on your nerves, like a belief that people have, and you're like, oh, come on, let's break this food myth. So go ahead, bust a myth for me, and then I'll ask you to share 3 tips on how to live a healthy life with a good food plan.
This is something I find very common amongst Indians because it was something I believed as well. The fact that you think that jaggery and honey are healthier than sugar. That is one myth everybody in this country thinks. If we're talking about why it's healthy, yes, it is not refined as much. It does not undergo chemical treatment with acid, so it is a better option. But if you are looking to
Right.
lose weight and you replace 1 teaspoon of sugar with 1 teaspoon of honey or jaggery, you're actually increasing the calorie content that you're consuming. 1 teaspoon of sugar contains 16 calories. One of honey contains around 21, and one of jaggery contains around 19 calories, or vice versa.
Oh
But what I'm trying
dear.
to say is that if you think you are losing weight by switching from sugar to jaggery or honey, you're not. It's better for your body, I agree, but in terms of weight loss, no way. That
Oh,
is,
thank you.
I've experienced it myself, and I had to get a lot of my clients to think that way as well, that adding jaggery into your tea is not making it better for you for weight loss. That is one thing. And the second thing is that detox drinks make you lose weight. There is no drink in this world that can make you lose weight unless you're in a calorie deficit diet. That is something. I mean, I know people who tell me that, no, this is proven that if you drink, green tea and lime first thing in the morning, you will lose weight. You will not. I've tried it, been there. Nothing helps you lose weight until you eat less calories than you burn in a day. These are 2 things I feel like everyone should know.
Wonderful, Aathira. Thank you. I mean, you could see my mouth dropping with the honey and jaggery thing, okay? So I was
Yeah.
like, I think I'm doing the wise thing by switching to jaggery in my tea, but I guess I better just hit the stevia and
Only,
deal
only
with the
if you're
tea.
looking for weight loss. Only if you're looking for weight loss. And also the reason I switched from sugar is because it gives you sudden blood sugar spikes in your body. And after some time,
Right.
it comes crashing down and you feel hungry much faster. That is the reason I completely skipped to stevia or monk fruit.
As I mentioned, I think stevia has a taste that you
Yeah,
have to
an
try and get
aftertaste.
used to. But I think it's a matter of time, and if I just keep at it, you
You will
get
get
used
there.
to it, I
You will.
presume, right?
I did. I hated it in the beginning. I was like, I would rather not. But it's been almost 2 years, and I love it. Now I can't. The normal sugar tastes a little weird to me in like chai. There is another option called monk fruit. It's a natural sweetener,
Mm.
and it has no
Hmm.
aftertaste. So you should try it out as well. 0 calorie.
Thank you. Thank you for that. All right. So you're already heading into tips for me, but
Yeah,
I'll ask you to
yeah,
give us 1 or 2 tips more on how to have a good food plan.
sure. Um, these are tips I kind of live by, and I think most of my clients live by. First thing is,
Uh-huh.
if you have your uric acid levels in the normal range, this is only for you. I mean, I think most of them do have it, but
Uh-huh.
starting the day with a high protein meal, that is key to so many things. It beats your cravings throughout the day. It helps you avoid midday slumps. It's just, and the best thing is that it keeps your hunger throughout the day at bay, and it prevents you from overeating, and it's just generally much better for you. In fact, it takes more calories for our body. We burn more calories while digesting protein than we would doing carbs. So eating protein is better any day. So
Right.
starting our day with a high protein breakfast, it could be, my
Uh-huh.
favorite is a chia pudding. I love chia pudding with a lot of fruits and maybe a little bit of peanut butter, or it
Uh-huh.
could be like a besan chila or omelette. But reduce your carb content in the morning and increase your protein content in the morning. That is a huge, huge change. That's a game changer for you to beat your
Uh-huh.
cravings throughout the day. Second, which I tell everybody, is to walk. If you can't work out, you
Mm.
need to walk. And you need to walk at least 8 to 10,000 steps a day. Everyone thinks
Right.
it's, people on the internet now say, oh, it's a fad. It's not a fad. It's a proven fact. You burn more calories by walking. I mean, it's called
Uh-huh.
NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and you burn quite a fair amount of calories if you just walk. And this can be achieved
Really?
by walking around the house, finding chores to do. Even if you have sit at home or work from your laptop job, walk in the morning, keep your phone away, walk to get your phone. I walk and talk on the phone. So this is walking 10,000 steps a day in total, inclusive of your workout, is a game changer. It is an absolute game changer, and I feel like everyone should try and practice that. And finally, you don't need to give up your carbs or your fat. You just need it in portion control. In fact, I feel like there is still a lot of wrong information circulated about having good fats. There is nothing wrong with having your cheese or butter. You just need to maintain it in moderation. As part of a low carb diet, what I suggest is that you have your, heavy carb based meal for maybe lunch. Have a light dinner, because it's easy for your body to digest when you go to sleep, and then you wake up feeling fantastic the next day. The problem with consuming carbs for dinner is that you might feel hungry again suddenly at midnight. That is one thing. So I think that is the pattern I follow, and usually tell my clients as well to follow.
Excellent. And taking us to working with clients globally, how would you do so? I know you have clients, like you said, you have a lot of Indians abroad that work with you.
Yeah.
Okay. So how does that work? Tell us a little bit more.
So I have a website of my own, and what I do is I run 1 or 2 month diet plans. These are not they are standard low carbohydrate plans in the range of say 1,300 for 1 week, and for 3 weeks it'll be around 1,500 to 1,600, and the same for 2 months of worth of plans. And the objective of this is that you kind of learn how to switch to a healthier lifestyle. Yes, you can lose weight. You can definitely lose weight by taking on my diet plans. But the objective is that the reason I don't have 3 months, 6 months, 1 year life, diet plans is so that I want my clients to understand the concept of healthy eating and implement it easily into their daily lifestyle. See, some people, like I know for a fact, if you are living in a family, like especially a big family, you can't, it's difficult for you to cook something for yourself and for the rest of the people. My objective is for people to understand how to eat right with whatever food is there. Yes, I give a detailed plan from breakfast, lunch, dinners, snacks during the day, snacks in the evening. And but I also give alternatives, options with whatever's available there. So that, like I said, most of my clients who do live abroad, I send them a list, and I also send them, and I let them, what they do is they let me know this is available, this isn't available. So what do you do with it? So, and I give them all alternatives. If there are brands I have not heard of for some ingredients, my clients just click a photo of the pack and send me the nutritional information. So all I need to do is just tell them, you can take it, So these diet plans work week-wise. I send a diet plan, a couple of days before the week starts, and the clients follow for their timings. They keep me updated daily with the food photos, if they worked out today, if they didn't work out today, if they got in their steps, how they're feeling. And I am constantly in touch. Regardless of where they are, we are in touch through chat, on WhatsApp chat, every single day. So I feel like the objective of this is accountability and also guiding them to healthier habits.
Aathira, that was wonderful, because I'm nodding away because when you mentioned families and having to cook separately. So for example, my household, I have 2 teenagers who are in the phase of bulking. So their main aim is to actually gain weight. Okay.
Right.
And
so it's hard for you.
It's hard because you're working and you can't think about creating several meals for the whole family. But exactly when you were saying about living in a family and creating working meals that work for everybody in the family, it hit a nerve, because that's just exactly the scenario in my household with 2 teenagers bulking, and here me trying to lose the last couple of kilos.
It's also one of the things I do is I don't include exceptionally fancy foods. Like I don't include all of my recipes from Instagram, though. My clients are more than welcome to choose one of the dishes and make it. But I do understand that everyone wants, we can't make fancy food every day. We want ghar ka khana. So a couple of times a week, I do put some fancy dishes in there, but they're always welcome to use any one of my recipes as well. And also I do provide like a master recipe list for most of the dishes as well.
Excellent. And Aathira, you've used social media so beautifully. So, like I said, I love your recipes. I can go on and on about what fun food you create, but how have you managed to retain a relevant presence on social media?
I did not start with an intention, I'll be very honest. I had no idea that I would be doing what I'm doing today, because I had only, right now I have over, 100K followers. You have 104K followers. But when I
Ah,
started this, I was just posting, regular stuff. And until last May, I was at around 1,000 followers. So
oh, really?
it was not like it was not a conscious career jump that, okay, I'm going to do this. It was never like that. It was
Ah,
just that I realized that putting out my journey and speaking loudly about the experience that I had to undergo, and also helping people in terms of this, helping women like me. Honestly, that's what made it. I realized that it could really make an impact. I think it was one of my reels like this where I was sharing my journey, which kind of took
ah,
off, and I saw the impact that it was having. Of course, one that it was being shared a lot by women, and
hmm,
then I realized that from the comments that this is what people want. What they
right.
want is honestly what I wish I had: some help, some genuine
Hmm,
help, and
hmm,
that's how it started. And I take constant feedback from everyone. I go through all my DMs and comments to see what really works and what people need. I think everyone's in the need of the hour is like truthful, healthy information, and people just need some right guidance and
hmm.
accountability. That's what I try to achieve through this. And yes, I will never stop posting recipes, because that is my true love. One true love is food, just a healthier version.
Totally. Thank you. Thank you, Athra. And what would you like to see manifest for you in the near future? For you, for your community, what would you like to see happen for you in the near future?
Um, right now, I'm just getting done with my master's in July. I'm graduating, and then I have a lot of plans lined up how to, because I have not been able to expand as much as I wanted to in terms of reaching more clients globally. Because right now my presence is only through Instagram. I have not
Right.
expanded to any other channel.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, because of lack of time. So I'm planning to kind of grow this into, firstly, through different social media. I would like to start a YouTube channel of my own where I have a proper, a recipe base, and
Uh-huh.
expand my diet plans, start some custom counseling on that, and maybe
Right.
if all goes well, launch a healthy but delicious food product of my own. So that is my plan.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Nice, Athra. Athra, it's been such a delight speaking to you today. I've
Yeah,
learned
I
so
was
much for
I
you.
felt like I was speaking to someone I knew all along.
Same here. Same here. I hope our paths cross in actuality.
Me
But
too.
with that, till it does happen, I'm wishing you all the very, very best. And may you keep shining. May you keep
Thank you
shining.
so much. Thank you so much. You're very kind. And honestly, I had such a great time speaking to you. Thank you.
Same here. Take care, Athra.
Take care.